It's time for another edition of SIRETV, Success in Real Estate, with your host, Robert Burke. Join Robert and his guests, some of the country's leading experts on real estate investing, as they show you how you can purchase properties tens of thousands of dollars below true market value. So whether you are looking for your personal dream house, a fantastic rental property, or you want to buy, fix up, and resell for profit, this is the show for you. Robert will also share his amazing networks of lenders who are loaning on real estate all across the country. Your financial success is just around the corner. And now, the host of the Success in Real Estate program, Robert Burke.
Welcome everybody to another edition of SIRETV. Glad that you're here. We've got another great show for you. I think it's going to be very entertaining and informative, which are both very important things. We're going to be talking about two things here that are kind of dear to my heart. One is we're going to be talking about, well, our show basically is focusing on real estate and investing in real estate. And I'm a big believer that there's all different ways to do that. And what works for you may not work for your next door neighbor. And so we try to bring guests onto this show and talk about different ways, different aspects of making money in real estate. We're going to be talking about our private lending network, our private lending network that we have available for you. We have private lenders around the country who are wanting to loan money on real estate. They're there to help you make money in real estate. We also want to talk about, for those people out there who have full-time jobs or are just getting into this market and are getting into real estate and need a little help, a little guidance, we have a network of wholesalers around the country. Many of them list their properties on our site. These are properties that can be bought for tens of thousands of dollars below market price. They've kind of done a lot of the homework for you, so you need to take advantage of that. And speaking of that, my first guest on this show is Alvin Shaw. He's from Atlanta. Welcome to the show, Alvin.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. I know you came all the way, flew in from Atlanta. Like I was telling you, you're our furthest guest so far. We had a doctor up here a couple of weeks ago from Houston, but as of now, you hold the record from Atlanta. So again, welcome. Thanks for being here. Tell us a little bit about how you got started in real estate and where you are now with it.
Well, I've always had a passion for real estate. Just growing up, I've seen people rehab properties, do commercial construction, all kinds of different stuff. And so, a few years back, I got the opportunity of purchasing foreclosures from the courthouse, and it was a great time for it to do that. And it was all simple rehabs, but over the years, just like any business, you have to kind of adapt with the environment. And so over the last few years, we've been actually working with New Western to purchase properties that we can actually do tear downs on and full rehabs from within, maybe taking out every single wall from inside of a house, reorganizing it, restructuring it, putting in the granite and the countertops and all the fun stuff you see on TV and all those shows. And today I'm here. We've got about 6 projects going at this time.
Wow, wow. Now, so you've kind of experienced the ups and downs in real estate. Now, we have you on here because you've done a lot of deals with New Western, and New Western is an example of one of our wholesalers. They list a lot of properties on our site. They have offices in Texas and Atlanta, which is where you're from. Right. They're expanding all over the country, but we also have other wholesalers who list their property. What to you is the big advantage to use a company like a New Western, a wholesaler, somebody who goes out there and finds these deals? What's the advantage? Why do you use them?
Well, to me personally, I feel like where my value is and what I do best is actually the rehab side of it. If I tried to go source these properties myself, the amount of resources I would have to allocate to actually finding them, get the good deals, contract negotiations, competing with other investors that are buying. What New Western does is they streamline the process. They take care of all of that stuff, all the things that I don't have the time to do, so I can focus my time on doing what I do best, which is rehabbing the homes. I
love that, because one of the things that I stress here week after week is that when I started doing this, the mentality was you needed to do it all. We talked about I started my own mortgage company because I wanted to be involved in that process, And I think that's the wrong way to do it, especially in today's market. I think you need to kind of specialize in what you do best.
Right.
For a couple of reasons. One is that it just makes sense. There's only so much time in the day. And the second reason, maybe more importantly, is the fact that, well, if you're doing something you don't really like, you end up it kind of affects the part of it that you do like. And like you said, there's a part about this that you're good at and that you enjoy. And so New Western, or these wholesalers, are good at what they do, which is finding properties And so why not take advantage of that?
Exactly, take advantage of it.
Yeah, what's wrong with kind of having teamwork and having guys out there who are good at what they do and you do what you do, and so like in the past few years, how many deals have you bought from New Western?
I've bought 4 deals from New Western, and so far it's been great. Just all the homework that they do up front for us makes our job a lot easier. But I don't even look at New Western as if it's a vendor to me. To me, New Western is part of my team.
That's great.
Yeah, because it's like they might not be exclusively working for me, but technically that's what they're doing. What they're doing is finding properties for me to acquire, and it's the relationship that we've built over the years has made it's been great because it puts me, like I said, to doing what I do best.
And for again, for the people out there who are just getting into this, and so there's always hesitation. You don't want to go out there and make a fatal mistake,
right,
which can happen. To be able to kind of maybe crawl before you really walk in this business, and to have that source out there to take advantage of that. Sometimes people, are hesitant to take advantage of things that are out there that are going to help them. But wouldn't you agree that having companies like New Western is a tremendous asset for you?
Walking into any business at any given time is a challenge because you're getting into a bunch of unknown factors. So when you're dealing with somebody like New Western, where they're almost your consultant as well, because they will guide you from the process of purchasing a property through the permitting stages of it, or at least what to do with that property to give it the most value, all the way through the contractors and who you want to use. This is for new investors, who you should use for contractors, what you should list it for. So they're like your the person you use that will take your first property all the way from A to Z and walk you through the process.
Well, and while you're saying that, I'm thinking, it's great to have this source out there. You definitely want to do your own due diligence. They do a lot of that, but right, you still want to know, you want to be able to do that. But there's also, you got to be kind of leery. I mean, let's be honest. What would you say, what's the good advice of things to really be careful about when you're dealing with a wholesaler? What do you look at?
Well, first of all, you want to see how much experience they have. In my life, I've met so many wholesalers that are wholesalers, and so when you get to the numbers, it's really about what they're making and what's their team look like. How many people do they have on staff that are actually doing this? How many projects have they done? How many properties have they sourced? Are they just specialists in one particular area, or do they know an entire market? So when you have a big team, well, the beauty of it is that they know the entire market and they're going to give you the right advice.
Well, you just want to be careful. You definitely want to do your own due diligence. They're going to do a lot of that for you. I know a lot of the properties that are listed on our site, they'll talk about what they expect you're going to have to put into rehab. Well, what you do to rehab a property may be a little bit different than what they want to do. That's not always going to be the same. But it is still, can be, and should be, and usually is a very valuable tool. And so it just saves you a lot of time, basically. Right. You said that. You don't have to go out there and spend that time doing that, and it's something you don't really want to do anyway, right?
No, I agree with you. As a real estate investor, it's your business. And when it's your business, you need to know every single thing about it. And all the people that you have around your business are the people that advise you, but ultimately it is your decision on what you're going to do, because at the end of the day, you're going to make the money off of it.
And this real estate investing business is a business, and it has to be run that way. And you have to realize that it's not, you're not a one-person shop. You've got to depend on title companies and appraisers and wholesalers or whatever, and you got to kind of get over the fact that you're the end-all, be-all. And it is a team, and it's teamwork, and that's going to make it more successful. I mean, wouldn't you say that you're more successful not just working this by yourself and just depending on yourself?
Oh, definitely, definitely. Because there's so many pieces to this puzzle that when you actually have those relationships with all those pieces, the whole process goes a lot smoother because you've got specialists in every single area that are working for you and keeping things going as smooth as they need to be.
That's great, Alvin. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you flying up here from Atlanta. Maybe we'll have you back on the show again. Thanks again for coming.
Thank you very much.
Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back.
The SIRETV program, brought to you in part by Appraisal Save, your half-price nationwide home appraisal service. Sherman Bridge, America's #1 rehab lender.
Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that segment that we had with Alvin, who flew all the way up here from Atlanta. He holds the record. But it was great. I wanted to have him on here because, and we have people like him on here all the time. We had a doctor on a couple of weeks ago. We had a housewife on before that. These are all people who have taken advantage of this network of wholesale buyers that we have. And you can go to our website, and a lot of them will list their properties there. And I hope you listen to the fact that he was talking about how he's really good at one thing, but not so good at this other. And so he takes advantage of having these wholesalers. And again, it's just another avenue that we have that we provide to our viewers of making money in real estate. The other, though, that I think is important also, and we spend a lot of time on, is private lending. We also have a network of private lenders around the country who are out there and have money to loan on real estate. Banks aren't really doing that. They don't really understand the real estate investor. That's where the hard money lenders or the private lenders come in. And so we have a special guest on our show. He's here for the first time. His name is Josh Watson. I got that right. Josh, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Now, you basically work for New Western, which is one of our wholesale companies that list their properties on our site, but you also are involved in the private lending side of this because you know the importance of it.
Right.
So my first question to you is this. You are basically selling properties to investors. People are calling you up about these deals. If somebody comes to you, or tell me how it works. If I come to you and I'm wanting to buy one of your properties and I just say, hey, look, I'm a cash buyer, show me. Or I come to you and I say, hey, look, I've got a lender, I've got a pre-approval letter here. You know, who are you going to take more seriously?
I'm going to take more seriously the person that is open to the best way for them in their situation to be successful. See, if you have your own lender, they might not have done business the way that we do at New Western because we move really quickly, and a lot of times lenders don't quite understand when we're using a company like that because they're private, you know? So they might have some questions and stuff that might hold up a deal or something like that. So being open to the type of private lending that we do, having that sister company with, you know, Sherman Bridge, makes it to where the process is simple, easy, and smooth. And
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I want to, you know, as far as somebody out there who is looking into a private lender out there, a lot of the questions that we get from our listeners is, you know, what's that process like? Or are they really going to understand me when I come in there with a property that needs some repair work done on it? You see it on both sides. But as a private lender, what is your thought, basically, process? How is it different from the banks that are out there, the conventional financing, and why does it work better in real estate investing?
Okay, the private lending is going to work better than the way a bank might do it because they understand what the goal is. You know, that you're buying a house, doing the rehab, and, you know, getting the appreciated value afterwards. And a bank, they don't quite follow, you know, whenever they're talking about, you know, taking a property that you might buy at $150,000 and 4 weeks later it's now worth $350,000. You know, they look at that as like, you know, how does a house go up that much in value that quickly? Whereas since the people that are doing the private lending here, Sherman Bridge, are on the investment side that are, you know, they understand how to do the subject to appraisals, see that value in the end and loan based on what that value is going to be.
And don't you think it's, you know, that it comes down to that they understand the investor because they've been there. Most of the private lenders that we have in our network have been real estate investors too. And I always tell the story, Josh, about, you know, when I started making money in real estate, I'd have my friends who saw this change in my lifestyle and they knew I wasn't anything really special. They knew me from when I had nothing. And they'd say, hey, look, if Robert's doing this, I could do this. And I'd take them out there and I'd take them to look at a property. And they would look at it and they go, ooh, man, that, you know, that roof is sagging a little bit, the paint's, you know, and they wouldn't do it.
Right.
It was an emotional type of thing for them, that, you know. And when I looked at that house, I saw a house that, you know, maybe needed a little foundation work, maybe needed a new roof, needed some paint, but I also saw the profit potential in there. When conventional financer goes out there and looks at that, they look at that like my friend, ooh, I don't want to be involved in that.
Exactly.
But you guys see, it's almost like you can see into the future and you see the beauty that property can become.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you know, the more broken the house looks, the better the return is going to be. You know, is you look at the houses next door to it, you look at the ones across the street, and you see where that house can become just like those. And it's not even just that you're making money off that house, but helping every neighbor that's around that area that's sick of the eyesore sitting there.
Right.
So definitely they're able to see more of the vision and where it's going to be, what it's going to be worth when it's completed.
And not only do you see the vision, you understand, you know, how the process works, where a bank just doesn't see that. But if you were to get a bank to do a deal, they're going to make you put, you know, 30, 40% down on the purchase price. Plus, you're going to have to come out of your pocket with all the repairs. Mm-hmm. Most private lenders, certainly Sherman Bridge does this, but most of the private lenders in our network will basically actually fund some of the repairs. Mm-hmm. That's something that you guys do, right?
Yeah, Sherman Bridge lends on the construction cost also. So that way, you know, it takes about $30,000 to $40,000 to really do your first deal using Sherman Bridge. And if you think about it, where can you really go and buy a house for $30,000 or $40,000 and afford to be able to do the construction in order to make some money off of a $150,000 house?
Right.
You know, it takes people that aren't in the situation to do cash and really start getting involved in this market that we have going on.
Well, and another difference there between conventional financing and a private lender is that you're really looking more at the property itself, mm-hmm. not so much the individual. Now, I know that that's a part of it and it's important, but you really do look at the property itself and again, what that property can become, right?
Right. And we keep track of everything along with the process, you know, is on the back end when somebody wants to go and buy that house from the investor as it's new. What people don't think about a lot of the times is that bank loaning to somebody is going to look at the house and say, hey, it went from 150, now it's worth 350. Why? Is we keep track of everything. You know, we take pictures of before. We have a breakdown of the budget sheet that we do for the investor so that when the investor is done with the rehab and that person that wants to buy the house from them, all we do is hand the bank that information. They see the value and they'll lend on it.
Right.
So there's more advantages than even just getting the project done.
And also too, Sherman Bridge is not unique in this, but it's something that is nice in the fact that, and a lot of the private lenders also can either take that property into permanent, can help you with that process too, which a lot of people forget about. Yes. Because it's in your best interest as a private lender to get the loan paid off so you can go out there and do more loans.
Exactly.
So I mean, that's something that you guys also offer the investor.
Yes, absolutely. We have really good relationships with local banks and the bigger banks, and being able to put yourself into a long-term mortgage afterwards, because a bank won't loan on a distressed property. So once it's no longer distressed, we were just that bridge, Sherman Bridge.
Right, right. And the thing about it is that you're taking this great deal, which the fact of the matter is you're not going to go out there and find great deals that are in great condition. The reason you're getting them on great deals is because there's something that has to be done to it. So you guys go in there and provide the money to take that property from where it is to where it needs to be, so that then you can take it to a mortgage company, you can take it to a bank, and when they come look at it, they look at what they want to see, exactly. Which is a property in perfect condition.
Exactly, just like your friends.
Exactly. Yeah, it's great. Well, Josh, again, I appreciate you being on the show. And I know that time flies by. I told you that it would. But again, I do appreciate you being here and kind of sharing your experiences with not only the private lending side of it, but you've got the expertise in both sides of it,
yes,
you know, as a wholesaler.
Our whole goal at New Western and Sherman Bridge is to have that entire process ready for them. Yeah. So having each step of the process all together, like, you know, Alvin said before, it's streamlined.
Yeah. Okay, again, Josh, thanks for being here. We look forward to having you back. Okay?
Thank you, Robert.
Don't go anywhere, guys. I'm going to wrap up the show. Got some exciting things to tell you.
The SIRETV program, brought to you in part by New Western, America's #1 source for investment properties. The Real Alliance, leading individuals to success through real estate investing.
Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this show. I definitely want to thank our guests this week. Alvin Shaw, who flew all the way from Atlanta to tell us his story about investing in real estate and how he basically has used or taken advantage of working with wholesalers. These are people who are companies that are experts at finding great deals, and then they make these deals available to investors at prices usually tens of thousands of dollars below true market value. if you're a person out there and you want to make money in real estate, but you've got a full-time job, you know, we've had a doctor on here, we've had a housewife, had three children, all of them, you know, very busy and very hectic lives, but you know, they don't use that as an excuse. And you can take advantage of these wholesale lenders. Go to our website, SIRETV.tv. We have wholesalers around the country have these great deals. And you'll see them listed, contact information, talk with them, meet with them, become their best friend. They will help you in your quest to make money in real estate. Also, as far as private lenders, we have a network of private lenders around the country that are just waiting to do deals on real estate. They understand the real estate investor. They understand you're going to bring a property that is less than perfect, sometimes far less than perfect. They understand that. They'll loan you money on those deals. They'll loan you the money to do the repairs. Okay? You can get into those deals far less than you can any other way or any other place. Conventional financing doesn't work. They want to have a pristine, perfect property, and that's not where the deals are. So go to our website, SIRETV.tv, and you'll see our network of lenders. The other thing I wanted to tell you about, I told you we had some very exciting news. We have a gentleman on our show. He wasn't on this week. His name is Matthew Elmer. He's from the Real Alliance. We went to them. They have the best training program. If you want to learn how to buy real estate and make money from A to Z, you need to go to our website and check them out. But they've put together this fantastic deal for $99, this program that cost hundreds of dollars, and then they let you come to one of their seminars at free, which is $300 or $400. It's just a fantastic deal. When they put this together for me, it blew me away. I wanted them to give our listeners, our viewers, a great deal, but this blew me away. Go check that out again at Sire TV. We are a tool to help you succeed in real estate. That's our goal, okay? So let us help you out. SIRETV.tv. Until next week, God bless and continued success.
Thank you for watching the Sire TV program. For more information regarding the contents of this show, please visit our website at SIRETV.tv.